Yo, how's it going everybody? Sinister Skater here and welcome to episode number 21 of First Try Fridays for Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. And this is not any regular episode. This week we got a mega episode. We're going to be using several of the submitted classes from last week, not just one of them. But for those of you that are new to my channel or this series, this is a series I do every single Friday where you guys leave a Infinite Warfare class down below in the comments. You can be as basic or creative with this as you want. Pick my guns, my perks, camo, score streaks, variants, the game mode, the commentary topic, change my controller settings, sensitivity, give me a challenge to do. You can do whatever, you leave it all packaged down in the comments. I go in and pick one of the classes at random and use it in my very first game of Infinite Warfare for the day. Then I upload and commentate to the gameplay no matter what. We can go 32-6, 5-47, no matter what. You guys get to see the raw gameplay. It's a fun and interactive series to do. Now, as for the little news segment we do every week, I have nothing really for you guys, which is good because we're going to have more time to talk about the classes. There are some Call of Duty World War II bits circulating out there, but we'll talk about those more when E3 happens and that comes closer. But when they do announce this weekend's events and little activities for Infinite Warfare and so forth, I'll have those pinned in a comment below as usual. Now, as for this mega episode, I picked 7 classes to use for this episode, which is a little bit of a raise from the first mega episode we did this season. I put everyone's name in the slot machine, I spun it up, and the order that the slot machine picked the classes are the order that the classes are used in this video. I'm going to briefly talk and show parts of each of the class gameplay instead of giving it the full treatment. And, you know, I forgot how much time this takes to do. I got burnt out a little towards the end of the classes. You might see that in the gameplay. But if you guys did enjoy, be sure to hit that like button and leave a class down below for next week's episode. Thank you all for supporting the series, and let's hop right into these classes. So the very first class for the mega episode today was suggested by Oliver Zaccardi, who wanted me to use the RPR Evo. I decided to go with the modular legendary variant for the stability and a random attachment at each spawn. The attachments you wanted me to use for this are the thermal and quick draw and the extended mags. We got the Hornet as a secondary with no attachments. We have the tar grenade in the lethal slot, the cryo mine in the tactical slot, and that's for the perk setup. We got overclock in perk 1, hardline in perk 2, and hardwired in perk 3. And the combat rig you have me use is Merc with bull charge and shockwave. And a little challenge he had for me was I had to get at least 2 shockwave kills while playing some domination. A very specific class, and that's what I like to see. Now, we played some domination on Neon, and overall we went 24-13 with 3 captures and 3 defends. I will say those 2 shockwaves that I had to get were haunting me, and I kept dying trying to get them, and then I get like a little score streak. I'm like, oh, I'm kind of running out of time. I should get one of these shockwave kills. Then I'd go out of my way to get them, but eventually I got those 2 kills out of the way, and then I just could go ham, and I got a couple nice kill sprees after that. Nothing major really going on in this gameplay. I don't think I got any streaks. I did get a couple cool shockwave kills and a couple tar kills. I never really used the tar, so I got a nice couple of like cross-map sticks and things like that. But I think those are really the highlights for this gameplay. It just felt kind of average to me. We're sitting right under a 2 KD, so it's nothing that bad, but yeah. Thank you for the class, Oliver Zaccardi. Let's move on to the next one. We've got to fly through these things. The second class we used this week is from Teflon Don. He wanted me to use the RPR Evo, which I'm using the Renovant Rare Edition because I thought this little inverted challenge you wanted me to use would be a mess. I thought I could return those inevitable missed rounds from the rare variant and use readiness to my advantage to reload faster when I'm done spraying and praying trying to kill people. But the attachments I decided to go with are the laser and suppressor. He didn't want me to use the grip attachment. I have the axe headsman on as a secondary. I think I'm using dexterity, go, scavenger, and gung ho. And then I got the scavenger, UAV, and drone package as my score streak setups because I didn't think I'd be getting too many score streaks. And finally, as for the payloads, I have the striker with the hardened micro turret to at least get some kills because I thought I'd be doing terrible with this little inverted controller sticks I had to use. But you can't fool me, Teflon. I took advantage of this week's weekly playlist, which was Hyper TDM, which allows for more payload charge, which means I get more micro turns. So got around your challenge a little bit there. But we did play some Hyper TDM on Grounded. I did go negative with this still. We went 15 and 18, took an L. And I was impressed. I actually got a couple kills on this inverted setting, some couple clutch kills, I would say myself. I went like a 3 to 4 kill streak. I was actually pretty proud of that. It felt good to do that with the inverted thumbsticks. You know, just that inverted plays with your muscle memory. You think you can outplay it, but it always comes back to haunt you. I can say I think I'd do way worse if I didn't have those repetitive turrets with the Hyper TDM, but a pretty interesting challenge. We did pull through it and didn't do too bad, and thank you for your class, Teflon Down. We're going to move on here for the third class, who was suggested by Andy, is Average. What we have from Andy is a classic setup, you know, Modern Warfare 2 theme setup. This consisted of the MAC-TAV 45, which is the UMP 45 classic weapon, if you guys didn't know, with the quick draw and rifle barrel attachments. We got the S-Ravage shotgun in the secondary as a primary, Ghost and Dexterity for perk 1, Hardline for perk 2, Dead Silence in perk 3. And I decided to go with FTL jump and Perception as my rig because I had a mission team challenge requiring the FTL. And I was feeling like I was going to go big this game. I went with the Trinity Rocket, the Warden, and the Thor score streaks, which are, you know, they're kind of Modern Warfare 2 feeling score streaks too. And for this game, you know, what better map to play on for this theme than Terminal? We played some ground war domination on Terminal. We went 17 and 22 though and took an L. And here's a little story behind this. The first round we did really decent. We got a lot of kills. There are a lot of death streaks in there too, but we ended up going, you know, a little bit more than positive. I can say I'm not that much of a fan of the UMP, especially without my crutch, Elo, and grip attachments, but I got a Trinity Rocket, so that's cool. We did pretty well in some points. But then in the second rounds, the enemy team got an Apex, and my whole team ended up leaving when I was like 13 and 12 KD wise, and it ended up being 4 of us left on the team. I think they got like Wardens, the Apex, Sentries, and an RC8, and they had a full team with map control, and it just went downhill from there. So yeah, the first round was good. Second round, not so good. You can get a taste of the gameplay that you're seeing on the screen right now. But as for your class topic or your commentary topic, Andy, you know, mega episode, we don't have time to do that. You can leave that in next week's episode or something like that if you want to. Sorry about that, but thank you for the class. Moving on, we're going to switch it up a little bit here with Wesley G71, who had a Modern Warfare Remastered class, which I was kind of worried about at first because I don't have everything unlocked in Modern Warfare Remastered, but I ended up having a decent amount of the stuff unlocked, so it worked out. In the primary slot, we had the Skorpion with the red dot attachment, but I didn't have red dot. That's like the one thing I didn't have in here. Secondary of the USP-45 pistol with the silencer, a flashbang. Perk 1 is C4 times 2, perk 2 is stopping power, and perk 3 is steady aim. Wow, that class is so much more basic than these Infinite Warfare classes. But I decided I'd play some Kill Confirm since I can't really play that in Infinite Warfare anymore since they merged it with Frontline, which is the stupidest thing ever. Kill Confirm is my favorite game mode. But I went 21 and 13 overall with 11 confirms playing on Showdown. As for this gameplay, we started off getting destroyed, and I was thinking about rage quitting, but then I got on a nice streak. You know, I got a chopper, and then we got destroyed again, and then towards the end I got a nice streak, so it's kind of a roller coaster of a gameplay. You'll probably see a portion of that nice streak because it was really nice. But, you know, the Skorpion, I thought this was supposed to be a terrible weapon. Everyone always complains that it's bad, but I didn't find it that bad at all. The only bad thing about this gun for me was the clip size of 20, but if you manage that, it wasn't too bad of a gun. I don't know if I'm missing something here. Yeah, I think that's about it for this gameplay. Thank you for your class, Wesley GS71. We're flying through these things. We're moving on to the, what is this, third to last class, I think, which was suggested by Zaid Kid Y, who had a Call of Duty World War II preparation class. I had to use some ballistic weapons, some OG perks, no futuristic lethals or tacticals, and I had to play boots on the ground, which means no boost jumps or wall running or anything like that. So what better World War II gun to use than the M1 Garand? I decided to use the M1 in this gameplay. We got the VMC quick draw and grip and extended mags attachments on this weapon. We're using dexterity, which is like sleight of hand from back in the day in perk 1. We got scavenger in perk 2 and dead silence in perk 3. And then to get that last class point, I'm using the C4 lethal. I think I'm using like the claw rigs. I thought that'd be like the most old school thing because none of the payloads are that old school, and we're using the UAV Vulture and Warden as score streaks. And overall for this gameplay, I went 24 and 9 playing some team deathmatch on Scrap. and this was torture because Scrap has those anti-grav jump pad magnet things, and I couldn't use those, and it tortured me. I love using those things and playing upside down. But, you know, for no boost jumps or wall runs, we did pretty decent with this gameplay. My aim was off a little bit, and I was definitely tempted to boost jump onto some of these peoples or to get out of some sticky situations, and the playstyle put me at a disadvantage for a couple of gunfights. But, you know, we got a 2 KD, which is better than the previous games, and did pretty well with this. I don't think there's really much else to say, but it was pretty ironic with the boots on the ground themed class playing on Scrap, which literally puts you on the surface of the freaking moon. You know, this is the best map to do that challenge on. I thought that was kind of funny, but thank you for your class, Zaid Kid Y. Let's move on to the second to last one, which is suggested by Dan Raggett. This is my favorite gameplay that I got out of all these classes. I'm going to say that right now. He wanted me to use the KBS Longbow with the quick draw and extended mags attachments, the Oni in the pistol slot, Ghost and Dexterity, Hardline, Hardwired, and a Trip Mine. I went into this thinking like, we're sniping, I'm not doing too hot in this game, so I'm not going to get these streaks. I went the UAV, Drone Package, and Vulture along with that Phantom Active Camo and Rear Guard, but we went 24-9, placed second place playing some free-for-all on Precinct. I decided to play some free-for-all with this, which is also why I didn't think I was going to do so well. I told you, this is my favorite gameplay. We were on a crazy streak in this and got some sick snipes. Like, FaZe Clan, sign me up. There were some sick snipes in this. I got all my score streaks twice in one lifetime. I got the RC8 out of this drone package, and I was just going off getting some sick snipes. I'm telling you, I want to make this gameplay last a little bit longer so you can see most of it. But I mean, we cooled down a little bit, and we ended up finishing in second place. But I did a lot better than I expected. It's probably because Precinct is one of my favorite maps out of Infinite Warfare maps. But I don't know, this was just a fun gameplay to do. It's always fun when you're quick scoping dudes and getting some sick picks. And again, like, I got some sick snipes. I think I was like 19-4 at one point, with a majority of those 19 kills being in one life. So thank you, Dan Raggett, for that class. That was definitely a blast. Let's move on to the last one we got right here, which is suggested by, the last minute suggestion by Hoodie Bear, who wanted me to use his Bomberman class setup, which consisted of the FHR-40 with extended mags and laser sight, a Spartan launcher, the Striker rig with Centurion and the trophy drone trait. We got blast shield momentum, 2 cluster grenades, and a trophy system. And my aims for this gameplay were to get as many kills as possible with the launcher, destroy as many enemy equipment as possible, and actually have fun trying to get a good game with this class. But it's kind of ironic. It's kind of hard to have fun with this class, so I'm trying to get as many kills with the Spartan launcher and just banging my head against the wall with that. So I didn't get as many kills with the Spartan as I probably could have. Got a couple kills with them though. Oh, I forgot to say, we put some ground war frontline on the map, grounded, and we went 19-9 overall, which is pretty decent. But yeah, I got some pretty good Spartan kills out of that. I destroyed the Vulture with the Centurion, which is pretty nice. We got some nice kills, a couple kill streaks going right there. But yeah, it's kind of like, I think that's about it for that gameplay. I think that's about it for this mega episode. Man, my recording for this is long. I wonder if I can cut this down a bit to shorten it up. Or this is going to be a long video and a long render. But thank you for all your class suggestions, guys. I've greatly appreciated it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this mega episode. And if you guys' classes weren't being used for a little bit and you kept commenting over and over again, hopefully I got to use it in this gameplay. But there are going to be more First Try Fridays after this, so be sure to leave your classes down below in the comments for next week. A little FYI, I try to end the First Try Fridays around episode 30 or somewhere around there. I monitor to see how the series is going and make judgments off those and give bonus episodes and things like that. But the next mega episode probably won't be in 10 episodes. It may be 3, 4, 5 episodes from now. I'll probably use, you know, maybe around 3 classes, or may stream some of them. But I'm mentioning that because just be on the lookout, because, you know, one week just randomly I might just say, hey, next week's going to be a mega episode. But again, thanks for supporting the series. Be sure to leave a class for next week's First Try Fridays episode. But hopefully you guys enjoyed. As always, my name's Skater. Be sure to subscribe to future gaming and Call of Duty content if you guys have not already. Drop a like if you guys enjoyed the video. And thank you very much for watching. But that's it for me. I'll catch you guys on the next video. Peace out.